Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the program. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We appreciate it. We've got 5 guests lined up. Our first guest is Rachel Swan. Rachel is with Greater New Orleans Foundation, and she's going to be talking about Give NOLA Day coming up. Last year they raised over $4 million. She's going to be talking about how you can be a part of that. Mr. Rodney Reese is the founder and COO for the Sarcoidsis Foundation. They've got a big event coming up. He's going to be talking about that. Teresa Devlin is here. She is with the Historic New Orleans Collection. They're celebrating 50 years, and she's going to be talking about that program and what they mean to the city of New Orleans. Meryl Dakin is with LifeCity. They've got an event coming up they call Green Games. She'll be talking about that and how important that is for the city. And finally, Brent Saltzman is with Louisiana One Call. And something we don't think a lot about is when we go to dig in our yards at this time of year for landscaping, you really need to make sure you call Louisiana One Call to make sure you're not going to be digging up cables and things of that nature. And he's going to be talking about a free phone call and things like that. So a very informative show lined up for you today. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. So happy to have you with us today, and we want to thank Rachel Swan for coming on the show. Rachel is the program associate for Greater New Orleans Foundation. Rachel, thank you for taking time to be on the show. You've got a huge event coming up. Before we get to that, though, Greater New Orleans Foundation is such a wonderful organization, and if you would, take a few moments and just talk about the mission of the organization and kind of what you're all about.
Okay. Our mission is to create a thriving region for all, and the Greater New Orleans Foundation is the community foundation for the 13 parish region in Southeast Louisiana. So to create a thriving mission for all, we have a variety of programs that we work in: environmental efforts, economic opportunity, workforce development, as well as we have a whole half of our staff that connects donors with with our area's nonprofits. My department is organizational effectiveness, so we work with existing nonprofits to connect them to learning opportunities to do their jobs the best they can.
And I know for a long time we work with you guys with our Cox Charities, and you guys do a great job with that. So big day coming up, Give NOLA Day. It's always the first Tuesday in May.
Yep, May 3rd
May the 3rd this year. Talk about that and how important that is.
It's an amazing opportunity for our organizations and our community to find out about each other. So we have 713 nonprofits participating this year, and they've all created a profile on givenola.org.
Now, is that just the New Orleans area, or is that Jefferson Parish?
Jefferson, North Shore, Bayou,
gotcha.
Everybody, any nonprofit in our region could have participated. Yep. And so if you're interested, go check out givenola.org. You can learn about all of these incredible organizations. You can sort by maybe a category you're interested in, animals or arts and culture. You can sort by parish if you're wanting to support your own area or learn even about organizations that you might not realize are working in your area. And so on May 3rd, it's a 24-hour online giving campaign. So the minimum donation is $10, and you just need a credit card and to go to the website and choose one organization, 18 organizations, 713 organizations, however much you can share. But last year we raised $4 million.
I just think that's fun. And you were telling me that the percentage of that, of $10 donations, was, what was their percentage?
1/3 of all the donations were just $10.
That's incredible. That's
and it was the
incredible.
same the first year. So
Now talk about lagniappe funds real quick.
Oh, yes.
That's critical.
So our incredible development team works year-round on sponsorships, and what we raise is what we call the lagniappe fund, to give a little extra, because there is a cost of doing business online that comes from our technology partner who hosts the platform, as well as the credit card fees. So what we do is we raise funds that cover that cost, hopefully. They've covered it the past 2 years, and we provide prizes. So once an hour, somebody that gets a donation within that hour is going to receive an $1,000 prize.
That's awesome.
Just for getting last year, I think at the 4 o'clock hour, the organization had like one donation for $10, and that got them $1,000 more.
Hey, let me do this before we have to go. The website is gnof.org. All information on Give NOLA Day can be found on the website. You can give on that website as well. Rachel, we're out of time, but I do want to thank you for coming. I wish you the very best of success. I hope this time next year we're talking about more than $4 million that was given. So again, thank you so much for being here. We've got a few more guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Very happy to have Mr. Rodney Reese with us. Rodney is the founder and CEO for the Sarcoidsis Awareness Foundation of Louisiana. Rodney, thank you so much for being on the show. I know you drove down from Baton Rouge to be here. Yes. Talk about, if you will, the mission of the foundation and kind of what you're all about.
Well, the foundation, we were originally started out as a support group to give patients an outlet, somewhere to go where they can come and meet other patients that had the illness and talk about the illness, because it was a so very underserved illness in the medical field and throughout, you know, the community. And patients just needed an outlet, somewhere they could go and find other people who were going through what they were going through and have someone to talk to.
And let me ask you, what exactly is sarcoidosis? I don't know that I've ever heard of it, to be honest with you.
Sarcoidosis is an inflammatory illness. It affects every organ in the body. There's no known cause or cure for it.
Oh, no.
Medical treatments are limited. It's the symptoms of it are symptoms that are common to a lot of other illness: dry cough, fatigue, you know, sweats, things of that sort. It's hard, very hard to diagnose.
Yeah, and that's the support group, I'm sure, was beneficial for helping others support through that. So you've got a big event coming up on May the 7th. Talk about that.
Right.
And
the
how
event that's coming up. First, let me say, Happy Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. April is Sarcoidosis Awareness Month.
Okay.
So now the event is going to be held actually May the 7th, the first week in May. It's a fire truck pull for a cure. It'll be held at Boncaray Business Center on 7241 Florida Boulevard in Baton Rouge. That's where teams of 12 people get together and they pull a fire truck. We time them, and the team with the best time, they'll win trophies. And
they actually pull a fire truck?
Yeah, they pull a fully loaded fire truck.
Really?
Right,
Is
right.
it like 12 the magic number for doing
Well,
something
no
like
more
that?
than 12.
Yeah?
Yeah, my son's team from the fire station in Baton Rouge, they had 10 last year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So they do okay?
They did very well. They came in second.
Wow. Now, and the event itself, is it just to get the word out about sarcoidosis? It's a fundraiser?
It's to bring awareness, and it's also to raise monies for research.
Okay.
There's very limited research being done. I was recently named a patient ambassador by the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research out of Chicago. And one of our missions is, like I say, to help spread awareness and to help people to get interested in donating for research for the illness.
And Rodney, we're going to put your website on screen at sarcoidosisfla.org. Again, we're going to put that on the screen. All the information about the organization can be found on the website, but also can information about the disease itself be found on the website?
Yes, it can.
Okay.
Yes, it can. About the foundation, about the disease. There's, you know, information about past events and future events that's coming up, everything.
All right. Well, listen, good luck on your fire truck pull. Are you going to be pulling?
No. I'm not going to be pulling. I'm going to be doing everything. I'm going to be directing.
All right. Well, that's what the founder gets to do. Rodney, thank you so much for taking time. Again, thanks for driving down from Baton Rouge.
Thanks for having me.
We greatly appreciate it. Stay with us. We got a few more guests. We'll be right back.
There has been an outage in your area. Your service will resume in unknown hours.
But what if it wasn't just a minor power outage? Don't put your life on the line when you dig. Do what the pros do. Respect the marks. Dig with care. And before you dig, call 811. Louisiana One Call.
And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Very happy to have Teresa Devlin on the show with us. Teresa is the marketing manager for the Historic New Orleans Collection. We always love having folks on from the Historic New Orleans Collection. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
me.
it. Hey, if you can, Teresa, real quick, talk about the mission of the Historic New Orleans Collection, kind of like what you're about,
Sure.
and whatever.
We are a museum, a research center, and a publisher dedicated to preserving the history and culture not only of New Orleans, but also of the state of Louisiana and the Gulf South.
Are you like a museum? I mean,
We have three functions, both as a museum where people can see exhibitions. We have permanent displays and rotating exhibitions. We have a research center, which is essentially a library where people can come and interact with the objects.
I would think for what y'all would have in a research center would be absolutely phenomenal for the city.
It's amazing. And it's both the museum and the research center are free and open to the public. You don't need an appointment, but you can make one if you want to be a little extra prepared.
And where's the museum located at?
We are in the heart of the French Quarter. We have 2 locations, one at 533 Royal Street, that's where our museum is, and then the research center is at 410 Charter Street.
So let me ask a crazy, I was just thinking about this, crazy question. A lot of movies are done in Louisiana, of course. Do people come to y'all to research movies and things?
Absolutely. And one of my favorite examples is a crew that came to research the types of uniforms that would have been worn in different periods it was the Benjamin Button film.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And I think that whole movie was shot in New Orleans.
Right.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a whole other show we can talk about. So let's talk about, you guys are celebrating 50 years old.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That in itself is incredible. So you've got an anniversary coming up and you're going to celebrate that. Tell us about that.
That's right. Well, we were established in 1966 and it is time for our 50th anniversary. So we've got a wonderful event planned on May 4th. It's going to be at the Orpheum Theater. It's called Soirée d'Or. So since this is our golden anniversary, this is our golden soirée. And we've got the Preservation Hall All-Stars lined up. Jimmy Maxwell's orchestra will be performing. We're going to have gospel from Joe Lasty Jr. and the Lasty Family Gospel.
Oh, wow.
And the menu is done by Ralph Brennan Catering.
Can't beat that.
No.
Tickets, you have to have tickets to get in?
This is a ticketed event, and they are available for purchase on our website, hnoc.
And we'll put that on the screen.
.org.
Okay.
And the ticket prices start at around $175.
Okay. All the money goes to benefit the New Orleans Historic Collection, I'm assuming? Okay.
That's right. This is not a fundraiser. This is just a celebration, a chance for us to toast the institution and the vision of our founders.
Well, Teresa, congratulations on 50 years. Congratulations on what you guys do. We love having you on the show. I think the information that is always shared with us is just absolutely fascinating. Appreciate you being here. Look forward to having you again in the near future, and come back and tell us about how the event. We've got a couple more guests, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Very happy to have Meryl Dakin on the show today. Meryl is the COO of LifeCity, and congratulations on that. You're like the big wig there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Not the biggest, but one
close.
of the biggest.
One of it. Hey, Meryl, I don't know if we've had anybody on from LifeCity or not. I think we have, but I'm not for sure. But with that, regardless, tell about the mission of what you guys do. I think it's fascinating what y'all do. So I just want everybody to understand what the mission is and what you're all about.
Yeah, so LifeCity makes social and environmental impact profitable. And so what that means basically is we help companies to do good and make money. And so that can apply for businesses or schools or nonprofits. We really try to get the concept of the business being mission driven and the nonprofit offering services that they can have fees paid for so that they can be self-sustaining.
Are you like a business model camp? I mean, like an entrepreneurship?
I see what you're saying. We're more of a membership and consulting organization than an incubator of sorts.
Yeah, incubator.
It's not so much an incubator as it is we network our businesses together.
Gotcha.
We consult with them to help them set goals and achieve them and create that environmental and social impact. And we also offer discounts among the membership so that they can interact with each other and help each other out.
Are you open to any businesses in the Metro New Orleans area?
Yes,
are you limited just to different parishes, or?
We do the greater New Orleans area. Okay. And so we have businesses out in Chalmette. We have a couple that are even based out in Baton Rouge and have come down here on the West Bank, Metairie, anywhere.
Where are you located at?
We are located in the Propeller Incubator building. It's in Broadmoor.
Okay, all right. Real quick, coming up on May the 12th, you have your 5th annual Green Games. Talk a little bit about that.
So that's our annual awards competition for businesses in our network that compete for prizes. So we have cash prizes every year for the businesses that are making the most impact. We have businesses that are starting composting, like City Park is developing a composting program that they're planning on selling. So are some of our schools, some of our nonprofits like Lighthouse Louisiana that are employing people with disabilities. It's everyone who's making this impact and also making money while doing it. And so that's kind of where the green comes from, is it's a green in that we're making this impact socially or environmentally, but also you're making money while it's happening.
And how do companies get involved in this? Are you selecting the companies, or?
We have a membership organization, so it's companies that are members of LifeCity it's open for them to apply to, but we're also this year opening it up to any company for a People's Choice Award. So if anybody wants to vote for their favorite organization, even if they're not from LifeCity, then they can go on our Facebook and vote. And the winner will receive a free membership to LifeCity.
Wow. And now, where do the games take place at?
At the Eiffel Society on St. Charles Avenue.
Open to the public?
Open to the public. It's going to be a night of dinner from local restaurants. We're going to have a band, Tank and the Megas, is going to play. We're going to have dancing. It's going to be a really fun event.
Your website is mylifecity.com. All information about LifeCity can be found on the website, as well as the Green Games and how to get involved in that.
And tickets and voting.
Great. Meryl, thank you so much for being on the show. We have one more guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There has been an outage in your area. Your service will resume in unknown hours.
But what if it wasn't just a minor power outage? Don't put your life on the line when you dig. Do what the pros do. Respect the marks. Dig with care. And before you dig, call 811. Louisiana One Call.
And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Our final guest is Brent Saltzman. Brent is the manager of damage prevention for Louisiana One Call. I'm sure you never get any calls, do you?
Just a few.
Manager of damage prevention. That's pretty cool. Brent, Louisiana One Call, vital to construction and what's going on. I really don't think a lot of people know what Louisiana One Call is. So I want to give you, if you can, a few minutes to talk about Louisiana One Call, what it is you do, and what role you serve more than anything else.
I appreciate the opportunity. Louisiana One Call is a nonprofit organization. We're made up of our stakeholders, which are member utility and facility owners throughout the state. We have over 1,000 members in the program. Our primary role is all about damage prevention. Our mission statement is protection of our members' facilities, the public, and the environment. And we try to do that on a daily basis by contacting us, and we notify the utility owner-operators to go actually mark their lines. My role is to educate folks on the program, what the state law, there is a DIG law related to our program, but I try to educate on what the law says you need to do or not do.
Are you focused mainly on commercial or residential, a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, and I'm glad you brought that up because this applies to homeowners as well. We want to protect them too, because, you know, especially this time of year, April is Safe Digging Month, which is proclaimed by the governor. And you might say, isn't every month a Safe Digging Month? But especially this time of year, springtime, that's when the most digging activity actually occurs. So especially for homeowners, planting trees and so forth. So we want them to give us a call first. It's a free call. Doesn't cost a dime.
And I want to put that on your website is la1call.com. I'm sure that's got all the information about when to call, what to call about, who to call, so forth. You said it is a free phone call. And I got to be honest with you, that's one thing I never think about. And we just did some massive landscaping in our yard. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I bet the contractors at one point probably did call about, I know I didn't. So, and also you had a personal story about Louisiana One Call.
Right, years ago, unfortunately before I was involved in damage prevention, I learned my lesson the hard way. I was digging, planting a tree in my backyard, and I didn't make that free call first, 811. Easy number to remember, but anyway, in any event, I was planting the tree, digging the hole, didn't call 811 first, and I cut my telecommunications line going to my home. And of course, I'm out of TV service, phone service, and internet service, and I had to pay that telecommunications company to go repair my own line going to my home.
Oh my God, I can't.
So I learned again the hard way.
Yeah.
And again, it's a free call, so why not do that?
Yeah, I can't begin. I wish I could sit here and tell you the number of calls I get, mainly this time of year when somebody says, hey, I accidentally cut this, and it's because they didn't call to find out where that was. Brent, great information, something we should all take in consideration when we do this time of year with all the landscaping and stuff's going on. I want to thank you for being on the show, talking about that. Again, the website is la1call.com for all the information. The call's free. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We appreciate it, and as always, we'll see you next time.